Podcast with your hosts, Matt and Zack. We're going to be picking up where we left off last time, finishing a spring preview. And we've got, who do we got? We got 4-5 coming. We got 4-5, 5-0. And also, we're going to start it off there with some polar doubles this weekend, which we didn't think would happen because of the rain. Lots of good matches there. Going to talk about that. Let's get started, Zack. What do you think?
Let's do it. So for starters, while I don't personally enjoy Fast Four as much as just
Mm,
like a normal scale, like scoring, weekends like this are why it's a pretty great thing to have. There's no way that all these matches would have gotten done, that the tournament would have been
yep.
completed. But it was, and hey, there were some really great
Mm-hmm.
results for folks in the East End Boys comic universe, for Triangle
Yeah.
players, and then
Yeah.
from a few from beyond.
Yeah.
I guess, Mother Nature, not her best weekend, but Fast Four scoring. Hey,
Yeah.
came through in the clutch. That's great.
It was supposed to be a total rain out, so the fact that they got to play tennis, I think, was a miracle.
Yeah. Speaking of rainouts, we are recording this on a Monday and are still supposed to get 8 to 10 inches of snow maybe on a Wednesday. Matt, are you
I
having
don't
Indiana
believe that.
flashbacks?
I
Yeah,
don't
no
believe it.
chance.
Yeah, that's awful. I really hope that doesn't come. But I'm going on a cruise
Oh,
Saturday, and we're going to be in Florida. So if you guys have a bunch of snow, I don't really care. That's your problem.
you will not be getting 8 to 10 inches of snow on that cruise if I had to bet. Although, and if you
I
do, then we've got
wow.
big problems. Yeah. All right, let's run through some of these results. I think we want to get into both some of the men's results and some of the mixed results.
Yeah,
Why don't we get started with 3-0 dubs? Shout
sure.
out to Thomas Coker and Benjamin Pham getting it done. They won their first round match in the quarterfinals. No, so they won handily, 0-1. Then they won in a tiebreaker. Then they won in another tiebreaker, and then 1-1 in a fast four finals. And so a couple heart stoppers there, but overall a very solid run from Thomas and Benjamin. Uh-oh. And we are having
Yeah,
some light audio issues.
it's me. You're fine. Keep going. I'll cut this.
Hell yeah. All right, Matt, I'm just going to keep it rolling and go into the
I'm good. I'm back
3
now.
5 men's doubles. Matt,
Yes,
you you want to tell us who won in 3 5?
I would love to if you give me 1 second and I look at the final. Oh, yeah. Do
Uh-oh.
not know them, but
Good final, though.
yeah, good score. 10. Nice. Do I know anybody else in 3-5 or
And hold on, to be clear, this is the blue division
blue?
in
I
in
just
three
realized
five.
that.
Yeah.
You're right.
So hold the phone though. So 12-10, and it was in fast four. So I think this was a tiebreaker to 7, meaning holy moly, Tim Hayes,
Yeah.
Stephen Harris, the Killer H's. They had some scary moments there to get this win.
I think we're gonna need a fact check from our lawyer on that one. I'm not sure if it was to 7 or 10 at in a third set. I want a fact check on that one. I'm not
Now, there's a
sure.
world in which they did a Ryan Seiko Wilmington 2023 and just said, we're going to play to 10 because
Yeah.
this is a good match and it's the
Yeah.
finals and that's the right
Yeah.
thing to do for the people.
That's it. For all the all
Yes.
all the
Yes.
fans.
There is a Durham area player, an Enocta player in the red division, Matt Curry, with his partner Darren DeWalt, getting it done.
Mhm.
Another one, so they beat the one seeds, Anthony Rizzuto and Thomas Newton, in the first round.
Wow.
12-10 in a tiebreaker. This is not fast four
Mhm.
scoring, so that was supposed to be a 10-point
Mhm.
tiebreaker.
Mhm.
Didn't drop a set from there.
Wow. Yeah, I'm looking at that too. That's a great win. Matt Curry's a really good doubles player. I've
Yeah.
played him in A5. He's a big guy, big serve, good volleys. He's got all the right attributes to be a great doubles player.
Yeah. I do have one small quibble with the Carry tournament, which is one of the best run tournaments in the country, but they gave out medals, not trophies. Hey, we're not chasing medals here, guys. We're chasing trophies. Spend the extra $6. Get the
Zach
little
needs it.
plastic
Yep.
trophy.
He needs it for his collection. It's what gets you up in the morning, right? See, just
I didn't even play. I was hanging out this weekend.
yeah.
By the way, a tournament scheduled to start on Valentine's Day, diabolical.
I know.
I don't know how people. That's a bold move for those that did it.
Yeah.
Wasn't going to be for me.
I was supposed to. Spencer asked to play, and I had Valentine's Day, my wife's birthday's today with weekend, and I was just like, I can pull off a lot of stuff. I get a
No
lot
way.
of
Yeah.
flexibility, but I was like, I just didn't think I could pull it off.
That
Yeah.
That's the wrong side of the line. If it's both Valentine's
Yeah,
Day and the birthday,
I know. I
yeah,
just
yeah.
couldn't. I
Hey,
couldn't
speaking of,
justify it.
what'd you do? How'd you celebrate the old V-Day there?
We just hung out. We just hung out together. We made some pizzas.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, it's a
watched
classic.
watched little Cobra Kai.
Oh,
We
how
don't want to go too
romantic.
deep. We don't want to go too deep, but it was great. Watch a little Cobra Kai. And then today we're doing some activities, but mostly the cruise is our big thing we're going on next week. So that'll be exciting.
That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
The cruise. Let's pop on over
Yeah.
to 4-0 and the Blue Draw.
All right.
Matt, any matches that you want to highlight before we get to the winner?
Yeah, Raymond and Ryan appear to have walked into the semifinals. They just got 2 buys. So the lack of matches there is impressive.
Yeah, tough run to the semis for Raymond and Ryan.
Just looking at that, everybody else had to play multiple matches. Not sure why they got the double bye. Obviously against Christopher Green and Tyler, they played the 7. Okay, so that was a good match. I would have liked to seen that one.
Christopher Green and Tyler had a crazy Saturday morning. 2 3-setters back to back, one at 8 a.m., one at 11. Victorious in their first match against Vamsi Pasangulapati, and we're gonna need to cut this. Sorry, that last.
Whoa.
Yeah. Victorious in their first semifinal match. Unfortunately for them, were unable to get it done against Raymond and Ryan. But Raymond and Ryan, amazing players.
Yeah.
Won in the finals against Mike Westlander and Stuart Bible, who also had a very solid run. All going home with what should be trophies, but ended up being medals. Of course, happy for the gang. Would have liked to see that final. Raymond is just.
Oh, wow.
Raymond might have the best ground strokes of any 4-0 in the triangle. That's my take for the day.
That's impressive. Wow. They beat Stewart and Westlander. Wow. Good for them.
Stewart and Westlander are. I don't want to give away
They're
the farm
tough.
here, but those guys might be going to nationals in doubles.
Yeah, I think so.
They've got a pretty robust tournament schedule. They both have the
Mhm.
games to do it. I think that this is
Mhm.
going to be the first of many finals
Yeah.
and then ultimately wins on the year for them.
Yeah, and they appear to have the flexibility because that's the other key with this thing. Like there are lots of good tennis players out there, but not all of them either are. I think Stewart's a partner in his organization, so he has a little bit more flexibility, and Mike is literally the owner of his organization, so
Yeah,
they have a
no.
little bit more flexibility in their
If-
schedules.
If you want to focus on your tennis career, but you're not good enough to get paid to play tennis, you
Yeah.
got to be a small business owner. Start a
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
That's the only way to make it work. Or
Yeah.
be a doctor. It seems that
They
there's a lot
do.
of-
Yeah, they have a lot of flexibility, but they have getting into leagues and all that. So
Yeah.
our team has a ton of doctors. Our Chapel Tennis Club, we probably have 4 or 5 doctors. But we play Wednesday nights, and a lot of them are on call those nights.
Mm.
But they do have a lot of flexibility, but it's not always regular flexibility. They'll be on call for X weeks, and they'll be off call. So lots of flexibility, but just not known in the future. So something to think about.
Yeah. Let's pop on over
Yeah.
to the red division.
Let's do it.
Fewer East End Boys TTP Extended Comic Universe
Mhm.
players there. I do want to start with the consolation bracket.
Mhm.
Andrew Christensen and Evan Pozangara getting it
Yeah.
done in 3. Okay, you get a medal for
Wow.
that. Very
Yeah.
nice win. Very cool to see them bring that home. And then the eventual winners were Grant Sutton and Robert Hutchins in the final, and a lot of 3-setters. I think
Yeah.
that's also wow. Hold
That's
on.
good.
Wait, are you seeing the scoreline for Grant and Robert?
Wow, three tie breaks.
Holy moly.
Wow.
Against AJ Varma and Krishna.
Yeah.
8-5, 8-6 in the first set tiebreak, then 3-7 in the second, and then 10-8 in the third.
Mm-hmm.
Reminiscent of Daniel and I's loss
Yeah.
in Wilmington to
Yeah.
Spencer and Billy last year.
Yeah.
Which,
That
by
was
the
very
way, we're
nice.
out for blood this year. Daniel and I aren't messing around.
Yeah.
We're gonna win Wimbledon. Just in case anybody's listening and wants to win 4-5 doubles in Wilmington this year, too bad. Better luck next year. This is me and Daniel's year. We're in peak form.
I just wanted to point out that you might have had a little Freudian slip there, and I think you said Wimbledon. I'm not sure. I think you might have said Wimbledon. I'll have to check the transcript.
Oh man, yeah, I feel less confident in our ability to win Wimbledon. We definitely can win Wilmington. Wimbledon, we're gonna need some medical intervention to make that happen. Like we're just gonna be gacked to the gills like Yannick Sinner, roided out. Anyway, should we pop on over
Yeah.
to 4-5?
Let's do it.
Let's
4,
do it.
5.
Oh man, I
Man, so
can't
many good
believe
matches.
I would have bet my bottom dollar that Herman and Brett were going to win this.
I am shocked. I
I
just
mean,
can't imagine Herman losing.
Herman
It
is a
doesn't seem
cheat code at
possible.
4-5.
Yeah,
He is the bump block of the century at 5-0.
yeah,
He's too
yeah.
good. Wow. Holy moly.
And it was 2-2.
Yeah.
They got it to him, and it was fast forward, but that's still. It just doesn't compute with me. I don't know if I believe it.
How about John Cannon and Ezra having two
Yeah.
very good results in the first round in 3?
Hmm.
They lost in a tiebreaker to the eventual
Yeah.
winner, 11-9.
11-9.
Good run for them.
That's great.
Yeah, man, I saw in the chat that John posted there's a volley he missed in
Oh
the
no.
third set that
Yeah.
he's still thinking about. What a relatable thing. Who amongst
Yeah.
us doesn't have,
Yeah.
I don't know, 50 of those moments?
Yeah.
I know for me it was try level last year
Yeah.
on match point, missed a volley that I wouldn't normally miss and did. And that yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the moments in tennis that stick to you. Matt, do you have any of those moments?
I'm sure I do. I have some from high school. I lost. So like they used to come out, and sometimes the local news would come out for like
Yeah.
sectionals. And so they came out, and I was playing 3 singles. The match was on the line, and I was playing a reserve kid because the other guy was sick the night before.
Clutch.
And I lost.
Less clutch.
Yeah, I lost, and it was terrible. I lost it for the whole team. And then I had people over that night to play poker, and I turned on the TV, and there's 10 guys, and everyone's watching me lose to a guy that looks like Harry Potter. It's awful. It was awful.
So they showed clips of
Yep.
the thing that you, I'm sure, desperately wanted to forget.
Yep.
Oh, and all. Were you okay? Were your
Yeah.
buddies cool about it, or were they like my buddies and be like, "Hey, Matt, look at that"?
I
That's
can't
what my friends
remember
would do.
because everything was just a blur because I
Yeah.
just couldn't believe I lost to him and lost it for everybody. It was awful.
One of those days.
Wait, I just want to note that Parv lost in the first round, and that kind of makes me happy because that's another guy that I never see lose. So it's nice to see Parv lose once in a while.
Parv out here catching straight. Is there a little lefty on lefty rivalry brewing? Maybe.
No,
there
he's
is.
way better. He's head over heels above me. He's way better than me. So that's why I like to see the guy goes out there. He doesn't try
Okay.
at all. Kicks my ass.
Yeah.
So it's great. It's just great to see him lose one. No, Parv's obvious.
Yeah.
Parv's a great guy. I'm giving him shit. Love Parv. I've been very happy to hit with him. I always enjoy hitting with him. A great guy. But at the same time, like, it's nice to see.
And I'll just throw this out there. I think that if the leftists had come to be, that stray
Yeah.
wouldn't have been caught. So maybe next year, maybe take another run at it, lefties. Get it together. I will also want to just give a quick shout out to Vasakin and Spencer Llewellyn, who won the consolation in 4-5. Also
Nice.
coming home with some hardware and a very tasty 3-setter in this consolation semis against Brett Compton, who everybody knows is always tricky, and Dan Gallo, who's also a very good player. And that's the men's side of the carry tournament. Want to touch a little bit on the mixed?
Sure.
There's some cool results there.
Yeah. Let's see. You want to do 4-0?
Yep. Let's start with 3-5 real quick.
Okay.
Shout out to friend of the pod, Michael Young, coming home with some hardware, making the finals there with his partner Amber Oberly, losing to the eventual winners Molly Andrews and Lei G. Hey, very good run. Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
and
nice.
they got there in 3.
Yeah.
I have it on good authority that Michael Young won the semifinal match with a drop shot at 9-8.
No.
Yeah. Many people are saying.
Wow. We'll have
And
to
you
get
know what?
confirmation.
If he had swing vision and had recorded it, maybe we'd even post it in the link. But alas, no swing.
Next time.
We may never know. We may never know. All right, let's go. Tell us a little bit about 4-0.
Sure. Let's see. We've got multiple friends of the pod, Betsy and Barry, getting to the semis and then maybe winning. I don't know. Oh, no, they did not win. But they lost to Stewart. And I don't know who's. Oh, boy. I don't know how to pronounce that name.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
No, I'm not doing it.
Ekaterina Saragina.
Ekaterina? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Do you know her? I do not know her.
I don't, but I know that she must be a very good tennis player because
She
her
must
and
be.
Stewart emerged victorious against the always tough Betsy and Barry, #1 seed. They're racking up points too. That's another one where if they had the availability, I could see them. I assume that there's a nationals for mixed, but
Yeah.
they've got the games to get there certainly. And I think it'd be fun to see how far they could go.
Yeah, I think Betsy just had a baby, so that tends to get in the way of national
Those
runs.
kids, they
I
are
know,
a
I
absolute
know.
scheduling nightmare for
They
tennis.
really are.
They're great
Yeah,
in many other ways, but not for scheduling tennis time.
not at all. Not at
Lefty
all.
Mark Schur is an inspiration to us
I
all.
don't know how he
With
does it.
So I asked actually Karen, his wife, about it, and she was like, the
Yeah.
6:30 sessions help,
Yeah.
which is he just plays crazy early,
Yeah.
and in his telling, he just doesn't have other hobbies, which also
Yeah.
will get it done.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's see. There's one other duo I wanted to point out here in 4-0. So Raymond,
Oh, nice.
he also made the consolation finals there. Pretty full weekend of tennis for Raymond.
Yeah.
With his partner Keisha Green,
Nice.
losing eventually in a second set tiebreaker to Barry Bullock and Lakshmi Gordon. But another good run for Raymond,
Mm-hmm.
the people's champ in many ways.
Yeah.
And with that is the men's and the mixed for
Yeah.
Carrie. Let's run through the women's results too. We don't know as many of these players just because we haven't been on league teams, but let's just give a quick
Yeah.
shout out to the
Sure.
winners here. All right, so at 3-5, Hannah Bogosian and Molly Andrews. Whoa, absolutely ran through the draw. Appears they didn't lose a set. I think they lost 5 games.
Oh, wow.
5 games in 3 matches. Some of that's fast forward, but some of that's just being really good at tennis.
Must
Well
be,
done, Molly and Hannah, for getting the win. In 4-0, we've got Kristen Williamson and Madison Bowen over Leah Weinberger and Nora Linehan. Another one where Kristen and Madison had 2 3-setters and then won in straights in the finals. But the level, and this is where tennis is good and USTA is good, they keep it pretty even, and so you get what happened in 3-5 is atypical. You just don't see a tournament run like that very often, outside of say Matt Hanauer, Summer Sizzle 2022.
Oh, yeah.
Was it 23 when you were just?
I think it was 22. It's been a couple
Yeah.
years. Yeah, I lost 8 games total or something crazy. Yeah, that's pretty rare.
It is, and so there was not a 4-5 draw. So those are the women's champs. Well done to everybody involved. And with that, it's time to talk about 4-5 league in Inacta,
All right.
in Eno, and then 5-0.
Yeah.
But before we can do that, Matt, we got to plug some things.
Oh,
what
we
you got
do.
today? Yeah.
Oh, well, there's only one thing to plug. The
What's that?
season series finale of Cobra Kai.
Oh my God.
You've got to check it out. I just finished it last night. It's, as I was texting Zach, it was a great finale. Love the ending, but it's over. And I'm like, what now? What's next? What do I do? So just recovering from the fact that there is no more Cobra Kai. Take your time and enjoy the final season.
I was pitching Matt bad prequel. The Kreese prequel is not a bad idea.
I like it,
think
yeah.
that would be fun. And intersect with the Vietnam War, the rise of karate and other
Yeah.
martial arts in the U.S.
Yeah.
It could be a gritty character study, or
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the story is over for Johnny. It's done. It's not really a spoil. Happy ending for Johnny and all that, but that story is done. But you were convincing me on the Kreese prequel. I could get on board with that.
Matt, haven't you learned? It's never over.
Cobra Kai never dies. What are you gonna do?
Cobra Kai 2, another 8 seasons. Great. So I want to plug the continent of South America. 10 out of 10.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
The entire continent.
The whole, sure, the whole continent. It's a good one. There's a lot of space. It's very beautiful. The time zones are much easier. If you're thinking about doing travel abroad, you're like, I'm going to go to Europe because it's a thing that I want to do, or I feel like I should. Don't. Just don't.
Yeah.
South America, vastly superior place to visit than the entirety of Europe.
You've convinced me because that's a big thing for me. That's a tough flight, all the time difference going over there. It's probably a shorter flight, and then easier, and then the time zone. Well, I'm convinced.
Here's the other pitch, right? If you're going to Europe, and the easiest time to do it work-wise typically is the summer, right?
Yeah.
Terrible time to go. It's crowded.
Yeah.
It's more expensive.
Yeah.
There's always travel issues post-COVID. In South America, hey, man, you want to pop down in January, in December. It's summer. When we left for the airport to come back, it was 91 degrees in Buenos Aires.
Wow.
Yeah. And so you leave your home where it's dark at 5:15 and cold.
Yeah.
And you step off the plane in shorts and a T-shirt, and you're like,
wow.
Hey, okay. And that's a great way to beat the winter blues. The culture, the food, amazing. The people could not have been friendlier and kinder and more welcoming.
Hmm.
I would say we went to Uruguay, Argentina, and Chile, and if we were doing a power rankings, they're all number one. Could
Wow.
absolutely loved it. Although I think I have a soft spot for Chile because I don't know if you know this. The president of Chile is my
Oh,
celebrity doppelganger.
yeah, we saw pictures.
Yeah, Sarah posted on Instagram like 9 pictures of us in Chile, and then also one of just the actual president. And her
Yeah.
mom didn't notice that it wasn't me.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
so
Wow.
so
Let me
there is
look
a
this up.
resemblance.
I can't remember. President of.
I intentionally wore my glasses that are shaped like his, and I had like kind of similar haircut while we were there. But there was actually a moment
Yeah.
when we were out to lunch where somebody asked if I was his brother, and like bumbling my way through not really speaking Spanish, I was like, people like asked to take my picture a couple times because I look so
Yeah.
much like the president of Chile, which of
You
course I
really
loved.
do.
Yeah.
You really do. Yeah. Especially if you wore the glasses.
Yep. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
It,
amazing. Yeah, I could see them thinking you're his brother. Yeah.
how cool would it be to be in a country where like somebody in their 30s could be the president? What must that feel like? Wouldn't that be neat? Anyway, all right. I also want to plug a tennis-weighted thing. Give me 1 second here. We're going to have to chop this out.
Okay, yeah, I'll just cut it. No worries. It's easy with the script.
Whoopsies.
Blow my nose real quick.
I want to plug something called Double Match Point. It's a bit of a catch-all app. You can it's a hub for captains. It can be a hub for players, for local CTAs, for folks looking for hits, for ladders. It's got a great chat feature, and it makes it a little bit easier to schedule and just do all things tennis. And it's started by a former Inacta board member who's an active tennis player himself. It's a really cool app. Highly recommend folks check it out. You probably will be hearing a little bit more about it through Inacta, so stay tuned for updates there, and you'll probably be hearing about it again from us.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, Matt, let's
All
talk
right.
4-5.
Let's do it. We've got which division? We want to do
Let's
division
do evening. Let's do the evening.
first. Okay, so that's my division.
So really quickly, just to explain it to folks who aren't aware, there are 2 separate divisions at 4-5
Yeah.
this year. There are 8 teams, which I think is a pretty good showing overall.
Yes.
Split into an evening weeknight league and then a weekend league. So Wednesday nights, I believe, is the evening for their weeknight folks.
Yep.
And then Saturdays
that's right.
during the day for the weekenders. And there's 4 teams in each. Matt, take it away.
Yeah, so we've got 4 teams. Patrick Newsom's team, which is a former McClenny team, definitely the front runners, very solid team. But I think also Zach, you and your Ezra and Tyler's team, a close second looking at these tennis record ratings. And tennis record is for those who don't know, a really shitty site that gives you ratings. It's a terrible site that does have, but as bad as the front end is, whoever's doing the calculations, I think, does a pretty good job. It seems to do a pretty good job of accurately representing, coming up with some type of score of what folks are. And you can look at the averages of those scores for each division. They just if they only had Mike Westlander, front end guru, to help them revamp their website, because the back end's fine. It's the front end user experience. So call Westlander, whatever he calls his company. I'm not sure what it is.
I think it's Westlander.
Just Westlander. Just call
Yeah.
Westlander
Yeah.
front end revamps, and he'll take care of it for you.
If we could get a Westlander tennis record partnership, that would improve the lives of tens of thousands of tennis players, more or less
It really would.
immediately.
It would. So I think we'll talk about matchups and all that. And then my team, out of a hybrid out of Chapel Tennis Club of Chapel Tennis Club guys and a couple of East End guys, and then Ryan Berliner out of the farm and Chapel Hill Country Club, not to be confused with Chapel Hill Tennis Club.
Oh, that's going to be a very fun division. Matt, I'm looking forward to our teams doing a little bit of battle here. I think we played on the same team a lot, and it's always fun when you're playing like a friendly rival who you're not like necessarily buds with off the court. That's one energy, and of course you want to win and you take it seriously.
Yeah.
For me though, when I'm playing a bud, that's when I become. I feel like I can reach apex Zack tennis against a bud, right? And I
agree with that. I've seen it. Yeah.
And so I'm excited for our teams to do battle here.
Yeah.
I think I want to talk about who the front runner is, because on tennis record it's Team Newsom, and there's no 2 ways about it. His top 8 rating is a 4.39. That is very high. His team rating for
Yeah.
the 10 guys in the team are a 4.35. But here's why the boys, Team Ezra,
Yeah.
and is going to get it done. We have
Mhm.
14 players, right? Team Newsom right now only has 10. Now, in all likelihood, they'll add a few more, and that his tennis record just isn't up to date. Max Gregson, our attorney, but not our attorney, but like our attorney, he
Yeah.
will say availability wins
It
championships.
does. It
Part of that is
does.
just having the bodies sometimes. And,
Yeah.
and right now, when you look at who has the most solid 4-5 bodies in the team, it's us.
Yeah.
And we've got a deep team, a lot of guys that can get wins together in doubles, guys who have played together before. And then you
Yeah.
got some studs in singles, too.
Yeah. Kelvin's amazing at singles. Adam, what Spencer's been telling me is just a really high level. That one guy Parv, who's not bad. No, having him at 4 or 5 doubles will be great. And then Mike, I don't know if you played with Michael. I'm gonna pronounce his last name wrong. He's a bud of John
Trebnikov?
Cannon. Yeah, yeah.
I haven't yet.
He's a very good doubles player. So like you guys are super strong in doubles. I think singles will be the challenge. You've got Richard Papa. I can't ever pronounce this. We call him Richard Poppy.
Papp.
Richard Papp,
Yep.
who bumped down, I think self-appealed down from 4-5-0.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be tough in singles. But doubles, anything can happen.
I will throw this out there. So, according to tennis record, I am 4th on the team, and I
Yeah.
don't think I'm going to get any singles run because over the winter I've made some questionable dietary choices, and so it doesn't look like I'm going to hold up over 3. And you know what? If we're going 3 sets, in all likelihood the other guy's got a better shot than me right
Yeah.
now. But here's the thing: I'm playing well.
Yeah.
I'm not going 3 sets much, and so I'm hoping
Yeah.
to get a singles rep or 2.
Yeah.
But realistically, I think I'm going to be doing a lot of dubs. Me and
Mhm.
Stuart are a great team. Daniel and I have a pretty good record together.
Mhm.
It's always fun playing with Spencer Llewellyn. But that's what I mean. You look at this roster. There's at Parv is amazing doubles
know.
player.
Yeah, he
Patrick
is.
Shields, like everybody.
Oh,
loves
I
playing
forgot
doubles
about
with Patrick
Shields. Oh
Yeah,
man.
So it's a really Tyler Carroll. Oh my God,
Yep.
Matt James,
It's a
Billy.
great team. Great team.
I've never played doubles with Billy. I really want to get a match in with him this
Oh
season
wow.
because I want to know what it's like to have a 9-foot tall
It
partner.
is. It is
at the
great.
net.
It's amazing. It's
I
amazing.
bet it is. I bet
It is.
So. Yeah, really going to be a fun team. Let's get into Newsom's team a little bit before
Yeah.
we get into yours. Yeah, Will Boyette is another one where he's a borderline 5-0.
Mhm.
William Gray, borderline 5-0.
He's really
Richard
good.
Papp
Yeah.
is a 5-0, but it's like he's right in the
Exactly.
bubble, and it's not fun playing 5-0. The
Yeah.
goal is to win if you're,
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
in the bubble.
So-
but he's going to get a ton of wins this year.
Will Gray used to when I was a 3-5, he was a 5-0 and he was my partner back in the day. So he's very good doubles player as well. So that's just a tough team, but not singles is going to be tough, but I think doubles you guys can hang in there.
Yeah.
I'll be rooting for you. I'm sure I'll come to a few matches and it should be hopefully we're playing at the same time on a few matches.
Yeah.
It should be fun.
So I'm looking at this team, and it's a lot of Raleigh and Carey and non-guys, which
Yeah.
I just can't stress enough. We love that. We
Mhm.
want more good players coming into Durham.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
good for the Parks and Recs. It's good for the scene.
Mhm.
However, from a availability scheduling perspective, not always good.
Oh.
Something to keep an eye on there. Like Tyler Newman, great player, coming all the way from Fuquay Arena.
Yeah.
That's a long way, man, especially if it's a
Yeah.
6:30 match and work runs a
Yeah.
little bit over. It's also, hey, you get back late for an 8 o'clock match. The teams with the out-of-towners,
Yeah.
I would not say that's an advantage. I don't think it's a huge disadvantage, but for some,
Yeah.
there's at least one match every year where somebody gets a flat tire coming from Raleigh or something,
Yeah.
and then you got to scramble. I
Yep.
also will say I'm not familiar with John Hankinson's game, but I believe that he was one of the winners at 4-5 in Cary this past weekend.
Oh, you're right.
He was, and so him and his partner beating Herman and Brett, and so again,
Oh boy.
can't speak to his game, but that dude has to be good
Yeah.
at tennis if he
He
was on a
must
winning
be.
team against Herman and Brett. So
Wow.
maybe would call not maybe I would call him a sleeper
Wow.
without ever having seen him play.
He's the
A guy to
lowest rated
watch.
guy on their team right now.
He will not end the season that way. There's just
Yeah.
no way with the win that he got. There's
Yeah.
unless his partner William
Yeah.
Martin is just like God status at tennis.
Yeah.
Somebody should go pick him up, by the way, if they can. I don't think he's on a team.
We're full. Shoot. I should. Maybe pick him up for 5-0. We'll get him for 5-0. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody will get injured, you'll get a replacement, and then go snatch that guy up.
Go.
Matt, let's talk about your
Awesome.
team.
So my team, yeah, we've got a lot of Chapel Tennis Club guys. We got Boy, he's always fun to play singles with, and Travin, who I'm playing this afternoon, another great, good singles player, fun doubles
Very
dude.
smooth game and
Yeah.
amazing doubles player.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Ben Albright, He's
Nice.
a good doubles player, fun to play with. Matt Anderson, who we had some good matches over the winter with. Big serve, big forehand. Scott Benson, a solid singles player. And Gabriel is another really fun doubles player. I got to play with him a little bit last week. And let's see, a couple of other good doubles players, Alexi and Ty. And then Chris Giordano, my co-captain, who was
Nice.
injured, so he'll be playing a little bit of doubles
Oh
for a
no, I didn't know
while.
he got hurt.
He's get, he's back. He's on the mend. Fasciitis a little
Oh, that
bit,
sucks because he
but it's
loves
getting
his
better.
singles too,
He
and he's a
does.
great singles player. And I know it's probably
Yeah.
killing him to have to stick to
Yeah.
dub.
Yeah.
Hoping for a speedy recovery. You know who you left off this team, Matt?
Ooh.
Respectfully, the best player potentially in Durham. It is a Dictor. It is Noah Dictor,
Oh, his
Gabe's son.
son.
His son beat
Yeah.
me in summer singles last year. That kid can play, and
Yeah.
he's on his college team, so he's getting better.
Yeah.
And look, you put him as the 15th man and fly him in for a big match or two.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
he's that good.
Ugh, maybe next year, but yeah,
Once we
no,
get the
we
NIL deals going, that's the kind of stuff we're
exactly,
gonna get into.
exactly from all the sponsors from the pod. Yeah, but no, it's a great team. Ben Redmond, I want to call. I'm excited to play doubles with him, so that'll be fun. Another having a
Yeah,
big guy at the net is always fun. It should be a fun team. A lot of 4-0s,
yeah,
but it's good. I wanted to do this since I joined Chapel Tennis Club, just to get the guys together and then get a few dudes out of the East End crew. That there's so
yeah,
many people that want to play. We need more captains and more teams, so we can't all be on the same team. So we got to have multiple teams. This also frees up some of the courts, so all of our home matches will be at Chapel Tennis Club, so we can have more teams. So when we have teams playing at clubs, that frees up the public courts for other guys who to play on those courts, so that we can have more teams. So that was my other kind of motivation for this
yeah.
team.
Huge. Yes. Seriously, anyone who's a
Yeah.
captain at a club, it is a huge help. So thank you,
Yeah.
Matt, for doing
Yep.
it. Thank you to Chris Giordano for helping put it together
Mhm.
as well.
Yeah.
Looking forward to meeting y'all a couple times over the
Yeah.
course of the year.
It'll be fun.
It will be, and I was gonna make a bad joke. Is it
Yeah,
okay?
you can make a bag show. Yeah.
Ben Redmond, good player. He'll put you to sleep if you're not careful.
Oh, that's a good one.
Ah,
That's a good one.
love a little anesthesiology humor. Okay.
We actually have two anesthesiologists.
Oh my god.
Yeah. They'll probably be paired together.
That's
a
how
little
you know
while.
it's a club team. Multiple anesthesiologists.
Exactly.
If you're gonna have a heart attack, do it against that team. Because
Yeah,
when they
yeah.
put you to sleep, they can wake you up too.
Exactly.
So, lastly, but certainly not leastly,
Mhm.
in this division, we've got Team Berliner.
Oh yeah, they've got. I'm looking at this
They've got some
team.
top end guys like
They got
Jackson
Casey Black,
Yeah,
really
some,
solid player.
some studs there in singles. Then I'm looking
Yeah.
at their lot of guys without ratings.
Oh,
So that's going to be they got 5 guys who are
okay.
not currently computer rated. So
Wow.
either this team is a total sleeper and we're all going to
Yeah.
get run over, or these guys are appropriately self-rated and it's
Yeah.
going to be fun competition. Or, as sometimes people do, they've overinflated their abilities. My guess is that these guys are very good players,
Yeah.
and that Tennis Record is not properly gauging how good this team is.
Yeah, yeah. I am supposed to play. Actually, let me see his name here. I am supposed to play. Ryan Berliner sent me because Funny story. We have availability. We have 15 guys in our team, and I go
Oh,
and
yeah.
look and get ready for the first match.
Yeah.
We have 7 guys available.
Fantastic. That's great. That's just so. Question:
Guys available.
How does that happen? Yeah, that's spring captaining is not like the other seasons. You need 8 guys ready
Yeah.
on a weekend or a
That's a
weeknight.
lot. That's a lot of guys.
People got life.
That's a
People
lot
got
of
kids. They
guys.
got families. They got jobs. They got travel.
Yeah.
They got other hobbies sometimes.
Yeah.
Weird. They
Yeah.
do. Yeah. So,
Blows my mind.
yeah. So this is going to be an interest. This team, David Bador, by the way, wily doubles player.
Oh yes.
This is the team that probably has the most variability in terms
Yeah,
of
I
what
would
their
agree.
outcomes could be.
Highest ceiling, lowest floor.
Yeah.
I would say that. I agree with you. I am supposed to play a person who was on the nationals for juniors,
Oh wow.
but he hasn't. It's been a long. I think it sounds like he's a little older. It's been quite a few years, so they're
Like
trying
31 or like 67?
No, somewhere in between. I think he's
Okay.
probably 50.
Okay.
The way Ryan was making it sound, he hasn't played in a while, but he got self-rated as a 4-0 or 5-0 because of that. But I think he's towards the
Yeah.
higher end of the age, probably like 50 or so. So they're trying to
Yeah.
get him rated down. So I'm going to play him while he's working that out. So that should be fun. So I'm going to play him tomorrow night.
this is essentially the all Chapel Hill team. They got 2 non-Chapel Hillians, and
Oh
so
yeah, it is.
going back to the scheduling thing, like that can be a real advantage in that everybody is somewhat local, particularly if it's a match in the greater Chapel Hill area. Now,
Yeah.
I don't think any matches are getting played at RQP. That would be less helpful. for
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Those are tougher because that's out by me. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not
Uh,
close.
okay.
Cool.
Now that's
All
one
right.
division down.
That's one.
Before we move on, are there any players where you're looking at them and you're like, okay, this is somebody that could end up the MVP. This could be the person that goes undefeated this year.
Based on what I don't know about undefeated, but I think maybe biggest unknown is Adam on your team because Spencer was saying he's really good,
Yeah.
and I don't think it sounds like he might be able to get you guys over the hump on a couple of those matches that we
Yeah.
really need to. So, yeah, I'd watch out for him.
I'm gonna go another guy on Ezra's team that I'm on as well, Parv. I know.
Oh, fucking Parv.
Look, man, Parv.
I know
is
he's so
a
good.
machine.
He's so fucking good.
He's so good, and he's
I
playing a
know.
bunch too. And he'll get blisters, but he doesn't seem to get hurt. And look, just being healthy is a big part. Now,
Yeah.
Parv, if you're listening, please take care of that body. You've just turned 30. It's different,
Oh,
man.
wow.
I know
It
like,
is.
It's like a
It
light
is.
bulb goes
It
out.
really is. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, so, but he's got the game for it. He's putting the time in. He's taking lessons. He's
You
a
know what else he
lefty.
has?
What else?
He has the most valuable asset. The man is always available.
Availability. It's true. It's true.
No one has availability besides him and you have the 2 most available people in the triangle. Tyler Carroll and Parv.
Yeah,
That's huge.
If
That's
you're
huge.
doing a rescheduled match, you want to be playing against. That's the only time you actually want to be playing against Tyler Carroll and Parv because they're
Yeah.
gonna beat you, but they'll be able to reschedule.
They
pretty
will
easily.
be able very available.
All right, let's get into league number 2.
All right.
We've got 4 teams as well.
Yeah.
There's Jaybird Eno, which has 11 players and a 4.36 top 8 and 4.32 team rating.
Yeah.
Jay Cabell, 15 players, 4.11 top 8, 4.03 team rating. Jaybird 2 Eno, 11 players, 4.06 top 8, 4.02 team rating. And lastly, but certainly not leastly,
Oh no.
Kamo Young Eno,
Yeah.
14 players, 4.02 rating, 3.88
Classic.
team rating.
Yeah.
So this is an unusual setup in which you've got 1 captain, 2 teams, 1 league. And so it's my understanding that whoever emerges from this league will be playing against whoever emerges from the other one, and there will be a little playoff, which I think is going to be fun, high stakes, all that. And with that, Matt, hey, who's going to win this league?
I'm looking at Jackson's team, and I think they've got a shot. It's not going to be easy, but they've got Anil, one of the best singles players at 4-5 in the triangle. Amon, and another really great doubles player and great at healing wrists if you have any issues with your wrists. Brett Compton, obviously a great singles player. And then Ryan, good at both ends. I think Ryan likes singles better, but he's really tough in doubles if his serve is on.
Yeah.
That's just tough because you can't – that's just a guarantee game if his serve's on. You can't break him.
Yeah.
And you got Jackson and Luke. Luke's really fun to play with. He's very similar to me. I know we've had a lot of fun 8-5 matches that people have gotten pretty frustrated with us.
Yeah.
We'll just lob the shit out of them. And then obviously Jackson and Jaron duo, always fun to play with. And Mike Westlander, Aubrey, just a bunch of really great guys. It's going to be a fun team.
Yeah. I think, and it's important to say this, Jackson has put together one of the chadliest teams in the history of recreational tennis.
Yeah.
Just absolute specimens everywhere you look.
Yeah.
Al
Really
Pick,
are.
big strapping strong guy. Nick Gilder, he runs by my house sometimes. I always wave and he never sees me, but I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah, fit guy. Josh Lundberg,
Yeah.
wishing him a speedy recovery from a light saw accident, sending him positive energy.
Oh, no.
Don't worry, everything's still attached, and he's gonna be better, and he's gonna have a great spring season.
All right.
Jaron Russell,
Oh, yeah.
Max Gregson, not a little guy. They got brains, they got brawn, they
Yeah.
got good bods. Visakin,
Oh, yeah. That guy's jacked. Yeah.
Aubrey, beefy
yeah.
boys.
Beefy
Mike
boys.
Westlander,
Yep.
Luke Sanchez, another
Yep.
strapping fella.
Yeah.
Jackson's he's in okay shape. For sure.
He's all right. He's
yeah,
all right.
Sure, yeah. Ryan Seiko,
Yeah.
he's 6'11".
Big dudes.
Yeah,
6'11".
And so, look, I think when you look at this roster, Neil and Amon and Brett
Yeah.
Thompson, all great singles players. I think that'll probably
Yeah.
be them and Seiko will get the most run there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think they can certainly get wins against anybody. But the
Mm-hmm.
strength is going to be in their doubles. There's
Yeah.
nobody you want to lob. There's nobody who's
No.
you're going to get easy balls against in this team, and
Mm-mm.
certainly one to watch. I will say, statistically, there's just not a question of which team is the most likely to win.
Yeah.
It's Jaybird Eno
Mhm.
#1.
Mm.
I will say again, going back to the challenges, right? You look at that
Yeah.
team, amazing players. Akihiro. Everybody knows Akihiro
Yeah.
is awesome at tennis. He's a
Mhm.
great guy. He's fun to play against.
Mhm.
It's my understanding that he might be moving though at some point in the
Mhm.
season, so that certainly hurts availability if you move.
Mhm.
There's a guy Khalil Moya whose game I'm not familiar with, but he says he's based out of Wilmington. That's a long drive.
Oh, he was
Um,
on one of our 4-5 team.
Okay.
Yeah, in the summer. Yeah. Yeah, he's good. He's good. Yeah, he's a really fun doubles player. Good guy. Yeah.
Brett Eccles, by the way, he's they've got him as a 4.47 on tennis record here. He is just like one of those guys who's gotten better
Yeah.
year after year after year, and it
Mhm.
doesn't really seem like there's an end in sight. You look at the top end talent, and we haven't even gotten to number 4 and 5, Andrew Purdue and Andrew Lopez, the
Mhm.
killer Andrews.
Mhm.
Andrew Purdue's record, if you look it up, is like silly. He's just
Yeah.
he's
doesn't
awesome
lose
at tennis.
often.
Straight
Doesn't
up,
lose
yeah.
often. Yeah.
Not only does he not lose often, he's got the kind. I've never played him, but I've seen him play several times. It's deep with pace, good margin for error, and it's a real hitter's ball. And
Yeah.
there are very few guys that can do it better than he does. I really would love to play him this season, so hopefully that
Yeah.
can happen. But
I have a
certainly
funny
a very good
story
player.
with him.
Yeah.
I was playing with Mike Westlander, and it was one of my first matches back. And I was playing, and I look over, and there's pickleball courts next to. This is in Mooresville Park, and there's pickleball courts next to us. And I look over, and I'm like, that kind of looks like Andrew Purdue, and I wasn't sure. And then I look again, and I keep getting distracted, and we end up
Yeah.
losing like the first 2 or 3 games. And I yell over there. I was like, "Is that Purdue? Is that Purdue?" And he's, "Yeah." I was like, "You play pickleball?" He's, "No." And I'm like, "You're playing pickleball." And he completely distracted me. We go on to lose maybe 2 more
Yeah.
games the rest of the match. But I just was like, "Is he playing pickleball?" I was like, "Do you want to be on our team? Like, we got a
Breaking
pickleball team."
news: Andrew Purdue maybe plays pickleball, and that
We're
is a
not sure,
TTP
yeah.
exclusive. So that's maybe a TTP exclusive. It's unconfirmed still. We're waiting on our second source. So just rounding up the rest of this team, I can't believe that Nick Lau hasn't gotten bumped somehow
Yeah.
and is technically a 4-0.
4-0, wow.
One of the best doubles players in the triangle.
Mhm.
Certainly, you don't want to be on the other side of him in
Yeah.
singles or doubles, but especially doubles. Herman, who is not rated yet because I don't think he's
Oh,
done a spring
yeah.
season, but
Yeah.
yeah, the guy is absolute
Mhm.
top tier 4-5. And
Oh, yeah.
I look at this team and there's 6, 7, maybe 8 guys that are singles one
Yeah.
caliber players,
Yeah.
and that's without getting to Andre Taucho, who I'm not familiar with, but he's a self-rated player so far, and in all likelihood, I'm willing to bet will be very good.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Very likely.
So
All right.
let's get into Team Mo Young here for
Yeah.
a minute.
Let's
yeah,
do it.
Moss Hoven,
Pulling it up.
as Kevin's email tells us.
Oh.
Okay, a couple ballers at the top here. Jake Wolf, Patrick Grant. I think he got bumped to 4-5, and then he got either appealed down or got bumped down, and now has gotten bumped back up again.
Okay.
We went 3 sets this past summer and had a great match.
Mhm.
I was really impressed with his game. Big forehand, solid serve, doesn't miss a ton. I think actually somewhat similar game to Andrew Purdue, and just really plays clean, good,
Mhm.
strong, attacking, but not over
Yeah.
the top attacking tennis. And then our bud, Rob Byer, on this
Of
team.
course. Yeah.
Man, he's fat. Him and Evan P, both fast
Yeah.
guys. The two of them together in doubles would be tough.
That'd be fun. I just played with Rob for my
Yeah.
first doubles match with him. We had a really fun doubles match. Played a couple of guys out of carry, 1, 2, and 3. It was
Yeah.
a fun match. We really played well. And then Raymond, so that'll be fun.
You know,
Pete-
I played
yeah.
the worst doubles match probably of both of our
did.
lives together, if you
Did.
recall.
I remember
yeah.
that.
Yeah, we
I'll
got
never
double
forget
bag-
that match. Yeah.
We got double bageled in a 5-0 match, and I swing visioned it so it exists, and I think
Yeah.
we won 1 point
Yeah.
returning serve the entire match. And you know what? It felt like even less.
It did. It looked like less.
It
It looked like less. I watched that match. That was the most painful
yeah, like
60 minutes of tennis I've ever seen.
like 42 minutes. There are matches in 5-0, and we'll get to this in a minute, where
Yeah.
like you'll lose 1-2,
Yeah.
maybe 2-2, and the other guy is clearly better, and you can say, "Hey, man, what do I need to do to lose to you 3-4?"
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they'll have some great tips, and
Yeah.
and most of the guys are really generous in telling
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
"Oh, hey, your split step, there's a real room for improvement. That's an immediate
yeah.
thing," or like, "Oh, like you
Yeah.
don't recover after your serve." That's a piece of advice that Andres Caro gave me that was really
Mhm.
helpful.
Mhm.
This was one of those matches where it's like we're playing different sports. I have
Yeah.
nothing that I can say
Yep.
that can bridge this gap because it was
Yep.
just too big, and it was just
Yep.
one of those
It
days
was.
for
It
me and Rob.
was.
Yeah, it happens. There's
Yep.
levels to this shit, man.
Yep.
Is I believe the saying. Yes. And back to Team Mo Young. Who else we got, Matt?
Let's see. Well, Barry Gooch, newly bumped up to 4-0. Glad. I love to see all these 4-0 guys playing 4-5. It's just really fun playing up. I really encourage it.
Yeah.
Anyone who's a 4-0 who doesn't can find a team, just play up. You'll play.
Yeah.
You'll have a few matches like Zach you talked about where it's going to be rough. But most like at 5-0, most of the times when you're playing up, it's a good time. You're
Yeah.
in there, even if it's a 2-2. It's okay. I played well. We had some good rallies. So I just always don't ever be afraid to play up. Definitely do it if you're comfortable with it.
Totally agree. If I can just make a pitch, I think it's important to both to get better at tennis. You have to lose the people who are better than
Yep.
you because that's how you learn how to get better. But you also have to beat the players that like you're supposed to beat. And so I think that is the best combo is playing up a league, playing at
Yep.
level a league when you're at the top of
Yep.
that. I think
Mhm.
if you're like a low 3-5 and you're playing up at 4-0, that I worry is just gonna hurt your confidence. Because last season at 5-0, just getting my teeth kicked in a few times definitely.
Yeah, but then
definitely
you had
hurt
great
my confidence.
matches.
Yes,
But
yes.
then you had those great
Yes.
matches.
Yeah, you've persuaded me, Matt. You're right. Even if
Yeah.
you're gonna get your ass kicked, it is a motivator because it's not fun to lose that decisively. So what do? Maybe you eat a little better. Maybe you take a lesson or two. Maybe you hit some serves with a bucket of balls. And so you're right. You're right, Matt. Play up if you can.
Yeah.
Do it. If you're
Yeah, if you
5-0,
feel comfortable,
there's nowhere
go
up to
for it.
play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry to
Nah,
Loic and like 4 other guys.
Yeah, exactly. There's a couple of guys who just can't do it, but that's fine. But I always encourage, yeah, if you're not having fun, then don't do it. But try it for a season.
Yeah.
If you had a good time, then do it again. If not, don't do it.
Hell yeah.
All right.
So that is the other. I think that we're going to
Yeah.
be seeing a Team Ezra versus Team Jackson playoff.
Yeah, why not?
Statistically, that is not the likeliest outcome. But you know what? You never know. You never know. In all seriousness, I gotta say it. I think that top Jermaine team there, if they've got the availability, that's got to be the favorite for that
Probably.
league. Yeah.
Probably.
But you know
yeah.
what? Hey, availability wins championships.
That's the most important thing.
All right, let's talk 5-0, Matt.
5-0. Let's go.
Are we going to win a line this year or what? On the Bad News Bears?
Absolutely. We are going to win not only a line, but maybe 2 lines.
Stop it.
I'm not going to go. I almost said a match, and I'm like, I don't know about that.
You greedy Gus. Okay, let me just read these out. The top contender
Oh my God.
is P. Wachter, CHTC, the team that kicked me and Rob's teeth in last year.
Yep.
10 players, top 5 rating of 4.76, team rating of 4.63.
Yeah.
Next up, you've got Jay Hull out of Ephesus. 9 players, 4.67 top 5, 4.55 team rating. Followed by J Bird Eno, 7 players, 461 top 5, 461 team rating. So these are all pretty closely clustered. Realistically, any of those 3 teams, anything could happen. Now, there's one other team in there. And this is the team that I think is going to shock the world, maybe on a line or 2.
Such
it's
a big gap.
Hanauer Eno, 12 players, top 5 rating of a 4.21, rating 412. This is like a pretty good 4-5 team. We
Yeah,
just happen
exactly.
to be in a 5-0
This is a
league.
really good 4-5 team.
Yeah, best of luck to us. I think.
Yeah.
I think we can get a win, man. We had a few matches go 3 sets last year. I think that everybody's gonna at the level of preparation for a 5-0 match when you're like not as good, which is what we are.
Yeah.
It has to be higher. So if somebody is like, I just got off work and shows up 4 minutes before the match, they're not gonna lose. They are fucked. They are gonna get embarrassed, and they should not record the match because it's gonna be so decisive. You need to be there like a full 30 before. You need to be hydrating during the day. You need to eat like a meal prep thing.
Yep.
And I think that last year made that abundantly clear to everybody who did it. And so I think you will have a pretty high level of preparation and people taking these matches seriously. Matt, what do you think?
I'm thinking that I'm looking at these tennis record ratings, and mine has fallen a little bit over the years. I didn't realize I was statistically the worst player on the team. Wow.
You will not be at the end of the season. You will not. That's the thing, though. It's
Wow.
like there's a few guys on here, and I won't point fingers because I think it's like they're ridiculous. But there's like 4 guys whose ratings are too low. They will be a
Funny.
percentage higher by the end of the season. Spencer Llewellyn's our top player. Spencer
Wow.
Llewellyn is a very good 4-5. That is not. I'm number 2. Anil's number 3.
Yeah,
Ryan's number 4.
Yeah.
That is not a 5-0 winning top 4. We're good
No.
players. You know,
No,
we're not
it's
bad.
not.
It's not a knock on us. These guys are just really good.
Yeah.
We've got one Davis. Where is our other Davis? We're down
Oh,
to
Davis
this year?
couldn't make it out this year.
Okay.
Yeah, it just
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
work out. But no, we've got a great squad. Anil, Ryan, you,
Yeah.
Spencer, Parv, Andrew, who was great last year for us.
I think that Spencer and I can get a win in doubles.
Yeah.
And I think I lost to this guy out of Hollow Rock. And
Yeah.
It was like 7-6,
Oh, I remember
6-4 in
that.
singles
Yeah,
on
it's a good
clay.
match. Yeah.
And I don't think I will beat him, but I
Yeah.
think I can beat him, if that makes sense.
I think you
And-
could be on hard
Yeah.
court on a good day.
Yeah.
I don't think it's. I've seen you play. If you said that about Andres, I would be like, Zach, what the fuck's wrong?
Yeah.
with you? Like, no way. But that guy, it's not out of the realm of possibilities that on an off day for him on hard court, you
Yeah.
could get him. Yeah.
Let's just run through a couple of these guys on some of these other teams. So
Sure.
Johan Rapp, the number 1 player on Team Wachter, is a
Yeah.
4.97. Wow. This guy is Loic Dadavi
Yeah.
caliber. I think Loic is probably the best player in the triangle.
Yeah.
These are guys that can play competitive match against Loic and
Yeah.
Andres, the
Yeah.
premier PT, by the way, in the Greater Triangle area, and the premier coach in the Greater Triangle
Yeah.
area. So I look, they got 7 legit 5-0s in this team.
Yeah.
They got a self-rated guy, and then they've got William Calhoun, who I think was one of the people that put a beat down on me last year.
Yeah,
And so,
I think
like,
it was.
I think he's pretty good
He's
based
really
on the one
good.
result that
Though-
I had there.
The one unrated guy is one of the new head. He's like one of the top head pros at Chapel Tennis Club. So
Great.
that's the new guy.
Yeah,
He's,
so
he's
good.
good. Yeah,
He
he's
lit
good.
it-
Yeah.
he does tennis. He does tennis
Yeah, for a living. Yeah,
a lot. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty stacked team. I think
Yeah.
scheduling wins championships, right? And
Yep,
they don't
yep.
have that many guys.
Yeah. Who knows?
They have technically the second most guys, just 2 less than us.
Yeah.
You got Hull.
Yeah.
This is a solid team. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Oh, Christ.
Jason's.
It's
What?
John Hankinson, the dude who won in Cary.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this guy's game, but I've
Oh,
hyped
he's
him
back
up in my
again.
head,
Yeah.
and like he's beating Herman and Brett.
Yeah.
He's on a 5-0 team. Who is John Hankinson? We must meet this guy, and I think we're gonna. He's
find
gonna be
out.
sick at tennis.
Yeah. No, that's a great team. Jason's a good dude. Oh, he's got Henry Lee. That's the name I was talking about earlier. So
Yeah.
Henry played 5-0 with us last year, or 9-5 with us last year. Really good dude, young dude. So Jason's a really nice captain. We had so many scheduling issues that he was very flexible with. Just a good dude, wants to play tennis. So always good to have those kinds of guys as captains.
So I don't know much about Joshua Franceschina, who's the number 1 player, but he's
Wow.
coming from Raleigh, 4.92 rating on Tennis Record, and I'm just pulling up that profile because 4.92 is no joke. He had
That's really
a tough
high.
2024, went 4-10.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a world in which
Yeah.
was hoping to get more wins, and maybe somebody on our team can shock the world. But I'm looking at the guys that he's playing, yeah, and it's like he was playing doubles against Anish Kodali, a guy that I played against and played against in the juniors. Who's
Oh,
just,
I
like,
remember him. Yeah,
sick.
he's really good. Yeah.
He's in great shape. He's got such great technique.
Mhm.
Yeah, his level of competition last year, and that's the
Mhm.
thing is if you go 4-10 and against 5-0 players,
Yeah.
you are awesome at tennis.
Exactly.
I would probably, I'd like maybe give up like half my left pinky to go 4-10 this year in 5-0. Yeah, as long as it's not going to affect my tennis game, I'm not using it for anything else. I'd
don't
definitely
know.
give up a partial digit to go 4-10 this year.
I think I need it.
What do you use it for?
Typing?
Yeah, if they were to get you a prosthetic
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
prosthetic digit, okay.
Yeah.
And then obviously, lastly but not leastly, there's Team Jaber, the smallest team, 7 guys there. Andres Caro,
4.99. Wow.
Yeah.
What a rating.
I am gonna say I'd like to play Andres again in singles. I
Yeah.
don't think I actually mean that because I have
Yeah.
nothing that tells me the result will be any different than last year,
No.
which was
It
0-1. And I'm not even being funny. That was one of the best matches I've ever played.
You played
to go.
well.
Yeah,
I saw you. You played a good match. Yeah.
I wish that I'd recorded it.
Yeah.
Like,
A good
I
match.
played great. He just
Yeah.
is that much better at tennis than I am,
Mm.
and would like to test myself against him. I look at the rest of his team. I don't know
Yeah.
Justin Penapento, but I know Akihiro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Akihiro, probably some of the best angles of anybody in the triangle. Hardly ever
Mm-hmm.
misses. Unbelievable footwork.
Mm-hmm.
When he misses, I've never seen him get mad at himself, but I
Yeah.
have seen him. He'll do a quick, like, fast feet drill, which is such
Mm-hmm.
a smart and healthy thing to do. And everyone
Mm-hmm.
should steal that. And I've
Yeah.
told myself I should steal that, and I still yell at myself instead.
You mean chucking your visor across the court isn't a good idea?
Not quite, not quite. Hey, so there's another guy on this team who I've heard of and I've heard described as just an all-world player, but I've never had the chance to play against Ngoni. Are you
I
familiar with
haven't.
his game?
I don't think so. I maybe have run into him, but I didn't know it was him. I'm not sure.
There's these guys where if you haven't played them, they get this like mythical status of
Yeah.
like have you seen this guy play? Like, oh, he's really good. And Ngoni is certainly one of those guys. Maybe we can if get a doubles match there or singles match. We shall see.
Yeah.
There's two 5-0 without computer ratings. Ricky
Mm-hmm.
Chatterjee and Eric Thomas, both Durham guys.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, anytime there's a self
Who
rate,
knows?
you just don't know. You know,
You have
they
no idea. Yeah.
yeah, because like sometimes it's guys that were really good
Yeah.
and are getting back into tennis, and they're gonna
Yeah.
be really good again, but they're not quite there
Not
yet.
today. Yeah. Yeah.
But then also you've got guys where it's like, oh no, like they're still sick at tennis, and I think that's more likely than not. But you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to seeing them. I think look, the fact that new players are getting in the mix is a good thing for the triangle, good thing for tennis, and
Yeah.
gonna be a good time. Now, Matt, which team do you think is gonna win this league?
I gotta go with the Chapel Hill Tennis Club guys. They were just so good last year, and I know the one unrated guy is the new top pro. So it's just tough for me to see anyone beating them. But who knows? I think and even just looking at the statistics, they aren't the difference between them and the second person isn't as big as
Yeah.
the difference between us and the others. But it's a pretty big difference.
My prediction is that Team Hanauer wins a match.
Woo!
Yes, a full
Woo!
match. I know. It's a very saucy prediction.
Yeah.
I also think that Team Wachter, because that was the most brutal beatdown of my life. Andres beating me
Yeah.
0-1 was
Yeah.
competitive compared to the beatdown that I got from those
Exactly.
guys last year.
Exactly.
My other prediction, though, I think Andres is going undefeated.
Yeah, I think that's actually not that bold of a prediction. That's probably right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see if he plays primarily exclusively singles or a mix of singles and doubles.
Yeah.
But because I had played him first in doubles before in singles, and we'd had a 3-setter.
You had a great match. Yeah.
Yeah, Spencer Llewellyn and I probably played the best match of our season
Yeah.
or amongst our best.
Definitely
best match.
season. Yeah.
Yeah, and because that was close going into my singles match with Andres. Okay, like I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
That. I was like, I can steal a few games from this
Exactly,
guy. Like,
exactly, yeah.
I could lose 2-2 today. Feel good
Yeah.
about myself. No, I
Yeah.
can't. No, I
No.
couldn't.
No.
And so I think that he is maybe the biggest singles weapon at 5-0.
Yeah.
But then again, as a captain, there's always risk, right? You play your
Yeah.
top guy at the top line. They have a good season. You don't have that
You
guy
get
next year.
bumped.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and he's right on the bubble already. So we'll see how that shakes out.
Yeah. All right. A great recap.
Hell yeah. We talked carry, we talked 4-5, we talked 5-0. We ran a little long like the olden days.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
are trying to keep it a little shorter this season. We've heard your feedback. An hour is a long time.
Yeah.
30 to 45 is about right.
Yeah.
And with that, Matt, anything to say before we get on out of here today?
Excited to be back. I'm looking forward to being back in tennis. That'll be
good,
great. It's been fun just playing, but the season's different. I know it's recreational tennis, but it's still when the USTA season starts. It's just a little different. It's a little
Yeah.
different. A little bit
Yeah.
more on the line.
Spring especially, man. Spring brings it
Yeah.
out in people.
Yeah.
Everybody cares as much as you are allowed to care as an adult about a
Exactly.
recreational pursuit.
Exactly.
this
The
season.
maximum level of appropriate. That's you put that as perfect. Yeah.
And it's uniform, right? Because like people
Yeah.
care in the summer, people care in combo, but like some people care less.
Yeah.
This is the one. Best of luck to everybody listening. Best of luck to everybody who's not listening. I hope it's a great spring season, injury free,
Injury-free,
yeah, and hopefully not too many rainouts, which just
Ugh.
ruin schedules and
know.
weekends and all kinds of things.
I know.
Good weather, good health. Goodbye.